So Matt Ward is actually uploading a video on a Friday, 4 videos this week. So for today's video, I want to cover a topic that's a pretty short and simple video, but I think that honestly a lot of you are actually curious about this. You know, this is something that I thought about whenever I was joining the military. It was something that I was maybe a little bit worried about because I'm a little bit more on the shy side, a little bit more on the reserved side kind of person. So I'm not an extrovert. I am definitely an introvert. This was something I thought about whenever I was joining the military. A lot of times whenever I get thrown into new situations, different situations with a lot of people around, it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. You know, if it's just me and my buddy, me and a couple of friends, me and just a couple of people, generally I feel a lot more comfortable in those situations. But when you throw me into huge, big groups, I generally just kind of sit to the side and just observe and stuff like that. And I'm not, you know, trying to be the center of attention or anything. I'm not trying to bring attention to myself or anything like that. So with the military, going to basic training, you know, I was a little bit worried about how I was going to deal with this situation. You know, going to basic training, you're going to be in a platoon between 40 and 60 people. Like, how are you going to kind of deal with that? And the other thing a lot of people are worried about is making friends. So if somebody's really shy, if they're an introvert, if they keep to themselves a little bit and they're not super, you know, outgoing, a lot of times they're a little bit worried and they ask me about joining the military. Like, are they gonna be able to make friends through the military? So I'm gonna leave this off here for all of you who are maybe worried about this, maybe you're a little bit shy. Personally, I think that the military in general, across the board, whether it's the Army, the Navy, Marines, the Air Force, I think across the board in the military, it is much easier to make friends than really any other circumstance. The reason being is a lot of times whenever you're trying to become friends with somebody, when you're trying to fit into a group, you're trying to figure out, you know, like, what do I have in common with this person? What is something that we have in common that we can kind of bond over? And if you don't find anything that you can bond over, whether for some people like me, sometimes it's video games. If somebody loves Call of Duty, I will generally talk with that person about Call of Duty. That's something that we have in common, or sports, or fitness. So there'll be certain things that I like that I'll find with somebody, and that's something in common. We can talk about that. With the military, it's awesome because I've talked about this before. One of the best things about the military is the brotherhood. It's the camaraderie. It's that connection that you feel with other soldiers. You know what they've been through, and they know what you've been through. You know that they have your back, you've got their back, that kind of thing. And when you're going through basic training, especially, that's what I'm talking about here for most of you guys. When you're going through basic training, the suckiness of basic training, that situation that you're in, is something that you will be able to bond with the other soldiers, like going through the process. At the very beginning of basic training, it's going to be a lot of, you know, hey, where are you from? What school did you go to? All that kind of stuff, you know, talking about where they used to be from or what they used to do. And then going through basic training, it's going to transition, and you're not going to really talk about that stuff anymore, just because, you know, maybe it's not even that you already know that, because you're going to be kind of meeting different people, because obviously you can't learn where somebody's from 60 different people. You're going to start focusing more on the situation, like what you're going through currently. You're going to be sitting around with maybe nothing to do, and you're just going to be talking to each other, having fun, and you're going to just, as a group, embracing the suck of what is basic training, and that is going to bring you guys closer together, or girls, you females out there. So in my opinion, if you're worried about, you know, making friends, maybe you're a little shy, maybe you're an introvert, going through the military training process, basic training in AIT, I don't think that you should be worried about that. I do get this question a lot. You know, I thought that there's been enough questions out there, enough of you guys who have been curious about this, that I should address that. And honestly, just, I guess, maybe make you a little bit more excited or less worried about basic training, because maybe you're worried about going to basic training and not having any friends or not fitting in with anybody. And everybody's gonna fit in with anybody at basic training. Like, whenever you get there, again, there's that one thing that you have in common, and there'll be different kind of groups and stuff in between or inside the platoon, which there's always gonna be that. But at the same time, I mean, in my platoon, like, there was different groups, but there wasn't, like, you know, that one person who was an introvert. There wasn't this one person who was over there who just never had anybody to talk to. So obviously, if you're that person who wants to be alone and you don't want to make friends with people, then yeah, obviously it's going to be a little bit different for you. But if you are going into basic training and maybe you're shy and you're just like, you know, I do want to make friends, I want to get to know some of these soldiers, I want to have some of these lifelong relationships that I'm going to have for the rest of my life, and you want to do that, then I don't think you should be worried about it at all. And you're going to go through basic, and you're going to have some amazing friendships, you're going to have a bunch of amazing experiences, a bunch of sucky experiences, and you're going to come out the other side, you're going to be a soldier, you're going to have some great friends, you're going to go off to AIT, and you're going to make more friends. Then you're going to leave from AIT, and you're going to get to your unit, and it's going to be the same thing all over again. You're going to be meeting new people, you're going to be becoming friends with them, and the people in your unit, you're going to become honestly really good friends with. So that's my thoughts on the topic of, you know, being shy or an introvert and joining the military and having that ability to make friends. It kind of just forces you into that situation. Like, you will literally do team building exercises at basic training to kind of get to know each other and to kind of get to know each other's leadership skills and stuff like that, and that's going to kind of build you guys together. So it's literally going to be forced upon you to basically make friends with the other soldiers around you. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little Friday upload, and if you did, hit that like button, that would be awesome. If you want to check out some more videos, hit the subscribe button, that would be even better. If you're not following me on Instagram and Snapchat, the links are right here. I don't know why it looked like it was like right here. I guess technically it's right here, you know, Instagram and Snapchat, all that kind of stuff. Hit that notification bell button if you want to, and as always, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you later.